And without further ado, welcome to the stage, Broke-Ass Stuart.
Woo! Was that too loud? Was that a loud woo? It was a good woo? All right. So yeah, it's been a month or so since we did the last one of these. Was anybody here for the first one? Jesus Christ, get a life, people. No, but it's been a weird month. I don't know if you've been watching the news, and by the news I mean your Facebook page. It's been weird. Who was there on Saturday on Market Street protesting the, yes? Who else is protesting? It was a weird fucking day, right? But it was powerful. I felt like, we were part of something and there was a movement happening and I was moved. And also I looked really good. Really good. Nato Green, who's one of the writers for the show, saw me there and he told me, he's like, Stuart, you don't just go to a protest? You have to look good? I was like, yeah, I fucking have to look good. I mean, is it too much to want to end racism and police brutality and also want to be Mr. December of the Protester of the Month Club? No, it's not. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Make some noise for Jules, wherever he's at. And the MegaFlame Big Band and Cabaret. So, I don't know if you know this. Yesterday was my 34th birthday. I know. That means I outlived Jesus. Yeah, but it's weird, because think about it. I'm 34, and think about being 33 and being the fucking Messiah. I mean, what do you know about redemption when you're 33? All you know how to do is redeem a free ride on Lyft. And that's only if it's your first ride. It was also the first night of Hanukkah, are there any other Hebes in the house? So many Hebes. It's like a city, there's always Hebes. So I don't know, those of you who are not Jewish don't realize that Hanukkah sucks. It really does. I attended Christmas once, and it was incredible. There was a socks, what are they called, stockings or something like that, with Slim Jims and money in it. It was amazing. So you guys are fucking, you guys have 8 days of Hanukkah. That's amazing. 8 days of presents. No, it's 7 days of socks. And 1 day of fancy socks. That's all Hanukkah is. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. We've got a great show for you tonight. And one more time, let's hear it with the band. All right. I'm over here now, guys. Hi. So our first guest is a meme whisperer and a cyber sociologist who writes news for TechCrunch. A former contributor to local blog Uptown Almanac, he's since written over 2,300 articles about tech and done onstage interviews with everyone from Mark Zuckerberg to Senator Cory Booker. He basically covers people disrupting shit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage my friend Josh Constine. What I like about the band is they do these clever things like Start Me Up, because it's startups and the internet stuff. Clever guys. Paying attention. So I did research on you, because normally when I see Josh, we're partying together. So this time I actually learned who the fuck he is. And he does stuff. It's pretty cool. You have a master's in cyber sociology, and you've studied things called meme cycles. Did you make these things up?
Yeah, I made them all up and basically convinced Stanford that I was gonna, bring them lots of prestige by studying something that didn't exist, but it still doesn't really exist.
I mean, so when you told your parents, you're Jewish, I'm Jewish, were your parents so you don't want to be a doctor or lawyer, you want to do bullshit for a living?
They're like, you need to go to business school. I'm like, Mom, the internet is totally business, I promise.
Good, your mom sounds like my mom. So I've known you for a number of years now, and I always wonder, there's a name for your bang, right?
#OmniBang. I expect all of you to tweet it.
What I always wondered is...
It's got structural integrity.
It's like reverse payas.
Yeah, I should just get a Skrillex cut on this side and be half Jewish.
So the thing about your bang is like, oh, you know, remember the thing about when like you'd see teenagers with braces, and you're like, I wonder if they both kiss, if they're gonna get stuck together. I wonder that about your bang and your mustache. Did that ever happen before?
Yeah, it gets in my mouth when I'm trying to kiss, and that's probably the worst part.
Awkward. You're like, oh, is that you? No, that's me. I'm sorry. So you've interviewed Mark Zuckerberg, Tim Cook, Drew Houston, and lots of other important tech dudes.
Tim Armstrong, not Tim Cook. They won't let me anywhere near him.
That's fair. I wouldn't either, honestly. Out of all the people you've interviewed, who's the biggest dick?
Ooh.
Not who has the biggest dick. Who is the biggest dick?
I think actually my CEO of AOL would like respect me for saying that he's like a ball busting dick, but he got into a lot of trouble for talking about we have like our healthcare costs went up because we had distressed babies, and he fired this guy on like a conference call with the entire company. But like it's funny because he's so charismatic in person that like you walk up to him, you're like, oh, and he's just like, oh, hi there, and you're like, hi, I actually want to touch you.
He Zoolander's you. He's like,
yeah, he's got that like Jafar gaze.
It's good to have that if you're gonna be a dick. That way, when you're not being a dick, they're like, oh, he's so wonderful, but he's really a dick. You're a journalist, and you're supposed to have your own independent editorial voice. But on the other hand, you're paid to cover the tech industry. Is there payola involved ever? Or is there people who are like, well, if you cover my app, we will make sure that you have new shoes?
No, that doesn't really happen because they just know that the internet's too volatile nowadays. Like if you try anything like that, you're liable to get tweeted about in like 10 seconds, and everyone's just gonna hate you, and the mob mentality comes out. So I think it's like actually scared everyone into being better people.
Dude, have you guys, anybody here watch Black Mirror? Anyway.
Yes.
Dude, that was amazing. That first episode was incredible for many reasons. But
yeah, Uber's an interesting one. I kind of liken it to like touching yourself. You feel a little bit guilty afterwards, but it's just so much more convenient than the alternative.
Are we still talking about Black Mirror?
No, but you can do that in the mirror.
Oh, that's all right. I got a hand mirror. Does that help?
You don't need anything bigger.
Fair enough. That's not what we were talking about earlier, actually. We were talking about, what was it, Lulu? You were saying, what was he? He told me a story before. He's like, don't talk about this. We're going to talk about it. What was it? You had something on Lulu about your shoe size?
It's just a special moment for any man when he sees something written on the public internet about his dick. And, there it was, hashtag big feet. But trust me, nothing on there is accurate because someone said that like wears Crocs, and I've never put my feet in those things. So take it all with a grain of salt, or like a whole jar of it.
So speaking of Uber, though, so during the hostage standoff this week in Sydney, Uber turned on a surge pricing that charged people $100 extra to flee. So on a scale from Gargamel from Smurfs to Ebola, how evil is Uber?
So they're evil, but kind of accidentally evil. But I think we really we love to hate Uber because this is a morally ambiguous time. We don't have the Nazis to just like uniformly despise anymore. So he might not be the one
police instead.
So Uber CEO Travis Kalanick, he might not be the one we want, but he's the supervillain we need. He's the Lex Luthor to Elon Musk's Superman. So.
Did they dress up like that for Halloween this year? That'd be amazing.
That would be a great the Uber CEO costume. That would be wonderful. You're just like kicking people as you walk by.
You shall ride and pay me lots of money. Okay, there's a few more questions that we wrote. I actually prepared questions. Usually I just make shit up as I go along, but I prepared this time. So, OkCupid, Tinder, and now Hinge. What is the best way on the internet to meet your soulmate? And by soulmate, I mean sweaty fuck buddy.
There's actually this new awesome app called Bumble, and it's like Tinder, but only the girls can start the messaging threads. So it's awesome. It's like a Sadie Hawkins dance as an app. And it's cool because you can swipe all you want, and you never have that moment of being like, oh God, if they swipe right too, then I'm gonna have to like say something funny or smart to them, and it's like, I just like freak out and don't even do it. So in this one, you can just like swipe all you want, judge as many people as you care, and then let them come to you, if you're a guy. And if you're a girl, there's no creepers, so that's kind of cool.
So it's invite only?
No, it's for everyone.
I was gonna say, if it's invite only, we are definitely not getting invited. Okay, so one last question, then we're gonna go on to a great game. So this one's like, kind of serioso, but not really. So what does it mean to a democracy when the public square is a for-profit company run by petulant 30-year-olds?
I think it means that we're just so much more prone to snark than compassion. It's like if you tweet something or you say something on the internet that's really like personal and heartfelt, like nobody else can share that sentiment. It's yours alone. But if you say something really mean about somebody else, it's very generalized. Everyone else can be like, oh, I hate that person too. Retweet, retweet. And so you just end up with like just orders of magnitude more hate than love on the internet. And so I think that's a pretty scary development, actually. So sorry that wasn't funny. That was just like really scary and true.
So here's a question, though. As a cyber sociologist, how do we change that?
I think we just have to all be more willing to say the things that we feel in our hearts and not be worried that like everyone's like being vulnerable isn't uncool. Like I think there was this old trope that like being like aloof and like I just like stand in the corner and don't say anything like that used to be cool. Like fuck that. Like, let's be enthusiastic. Let's like big up the things that we care about. It's like I can tweet all I want about the love that I have for your beard, and like nobody can judge me for that. You can't judge me for that.
It is pretty luxurious. That's a good way of looking at it. But I mean, I wonder how many people like. Do you think people are like, what is it going to take for people to be? Yes, I will share my secrets. I will be real as fuck on the internet. Will it take a change in technology for people to get to that point?
Unfortunately, I feel like it's probably going to take like the whole internet shaming one person like we did like with Has Justine Landed Yet, when that girl like tweeted something really racist and then everyone in the whole world was laughing at her and she like got fired before her plane even landed. And I think it's really sad, but it's probably going to take somebody like that killing themselves before the whole internet looks at themselves and be like, hey, we really got to change. And sorry, I'm like the most downer guest ever.
Don't worry, there's more poop jokes in here someplace, I promise.
Quickly, to the poop jokes.
All right, speaking of poop jokes, so we've got a really great game that we're going to play called App or Crap. Am I popping too hard on this?
Is this actually about that startup Shit Express where they will mail a like box of shit to someone you hate?
No, that was
That is not a joke. That's actually a real startup.
So with App or Crap, we took 5 real apps and 5 fake apps that we made up, and we're gonna get your feedback and see if you guys think it's a real app or if you think it's crap. Okay, you guys down to play this? Woo! And Josh here is going to be our officiator, tell us which is which. So this first one, the Passion app, an application that rates your sexual performance based on duration, loudness, and power. You can compare your scores to other users. All right, make some.
Hey man, the wearable industry is really big right now. I don't know if you've seen the new smart condoms coming out of Japan, but yeah, I'm gonna go with crap on this one.
It's actually real. The next one is called Red Rover. It's the app that lets you keep track of your dog's period. It's for dog breeders.
Does that come with like a dongle for like samples?
It comes with a diaper for your dog.
I'm desperately hoping this is crap, or the Silicon Valley is doomed.
It's crap. It's actually the one I've been using as an example for years, being like, yo, we should totally fund my app. It's in pitch meetings all the time.
Is it like, instead of Aunt Flo, it's Aunt Fido?
Yes. Next one is called How High Am I? It's a series of Rorschach tests that tell you how high you are on a scale of Elliot Ness, who's obviously sober, and Timothy Leary, who's obviously not.
I thought that was just like watching a Dane Cook special, and if you laugh, then you're high.
Very high. This one I made up as well. All right. This one's called I Nap at Work. But it's a cute eye, like it's an iPod, you know? It generates random keyboard clicks so you can pretend you're working. You can adjust it based on how productive you want to be.
People will go to no ends to protect their own laziness. There's actually like a way you can use Facebook through a spreadsheet so it looks like you're actually working. So I would say yes, this is probably real.
App.
Fund that app.
Drunk dialer. Even if this is real or fake, I need this one. So, drunk dialer, a sobriety test for your iPhone designed to prevent you from drunk dialing. App. All right.
That's just obvious. We are all desperately in need.
Everyone's like, there's people downloading it right now in the back. The next one's called Vibraphone. You don't even know what the fuck it is yet. It's an app that turns your phone into a vibrator. All right, so that one is a trick question because there is something, that one's crap, but there's something out there like it, but I've read the reviews and they look terrible. Just don't put your phone in your vagina. Just don't do it.
Dude, don't make fun. Teledildonics is a really big field.
Okay, the next one is called, this one's a good one. Aha, the essential tool for men. It's an app that allows you to track the menstrual cycles of the women in your life.
If you have so many that you can't just memorize it, you have bigger problems than needing this app.
App or crap, guys?
Oh, crap.
This is a real one, actually. But I mean, and a reel like this, it was for BlackBerry, so.
This should tell you all that you can quit your jobs and become startup people at any moment, because most of the ideas are dumber than yours.
There's so much fucking money out there for nothing right now. It's crazy. So this next one's called Stinky Pinkies. It's a new delivery service that allows you to order used girls' underwear to be delivered anywhere in 20 minutes. It's currently only available in Japan, though.
Then yes, this is definitely real.
It's fake.
Yeah, they're mostly just in vending machines over there.
I looked for those when I was in Japan. I couldn't find them.
Bro, you're not going to the right districts.
Apparently not. This one's called Free Ranger. Free Ranger, it allows you to take a photo of your meal that you're having, and it uploads it to a database to let you know how free range and organic your meal is.
San Franciscans are desperately wishing this is real.
Like, someone's, please, 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 please. Yeah, this one's fake. And one last one. It's called Will You Marry Me? If you wish to propose in a unique and original way, or you're afraid to get no for an answer, Will You Marry Me is the perfect app for you. Real or fake? App or crap? All right, hands up for app.
Engineers are so shy, I guarantee this is real.
Hands up for crap.
I've known her like 9 years. I don't think I can talk to her, though.
But I'll text her about it. This one is actually a real app.
That's it. I'm done with tech. I can't do this job anymore.
All right. That's it. Thank you very much, Josh. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, buddy.
For our next guest, Broke-Ass Stuart meets Broke-Ass Gourmet. Broke-Ass Gourmet is a food blog with advice on how to live the high life on the cheap. Besides Broke-Ass Gourmet, she wrote the book, The Broke-Ass Gourmet Cookbook, which makes a lot of sense, and also Pizza Dough, which is I think you know what that does. Now a fictionalized version of her can be seen on the ABC Family series Young and Hungry. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for my second favorite broke-ass, Gabi Moskowitz.
Mama don't want no beans and rice and coconut oil. Mama don't want no beans and rice and coconut oil. Mama don't want no beans and rice. Mama don't want no coconut oil. Keeps a bottle of brandy handy all day.
Let's do it.
I'm so glad to be here. There we go. I brought some stuff. As you can see. I thought, so first of all, happy Hanukkah.
Getting Jewy with it.
I
Mm-hmm.
thought we should light the menorah. They've been making these candles for about, 135 years. And then in here somewhere, I'm such a Jewish mother right now, this bag full of stuff. It's mostly food.
Are you hungry? Please, I'll feed you. Come in here.
Yeah. All right.
So this is a menorah, if anybody doesn't know what this is.
This is a menorah. Stuart and I are both Jews. Did I ever tell you what my father said to me when he found out about you?
What?
He was like, Stuart Schuffman, he's Jewish too. Why are you guys both broke asses? I thought Jews were supposed to be good with money.
I'm the worst at every Jewish stereotype ever. Like seriously, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that cheap. I just don't have any fucking money.
No. Well, okay, so tonight is the second night of Hanukkah. So we're gonna, for those of you paying attention at home who are familiar with lighting candles the Jewish way, you light from right to left, which is how you read Hebrew. So first we're gonna break one.
Fuck that candle anyways.
Obviously, I'm a little nervous. All right.
So I've got questions for you.
I'd love to answer them.
All right. So no, it's funny that you brought up your dad earlier because my first question is, how often do people think that you and I are related?
It's funny. People do ask if we're like part of the same team, and I always say no, but we're very good friends, and we're both, part of the same cause.
People sometimes like, so do you work for Gabi? And I'm like,
People ask me if I work for you.
we should just say yes. Always.
Yes, all the
Absolutely.
time. I am her. Well, I'll say that I am your bitch.
And I'll say that you beat me.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start
Physically.
some rumors.
All right,
Everybody,
good.
help! Get on your phones right now. Super good rumors.
So, as most people know, I'm a lazy piece of shit. What are your favorite recipes for wankers like me?
Oh gosh, for winkers like you. Okay. Let me just move that a little closer. Let's see. Well, I'm a really big fan of making dinner with multiple sheet pans, like cookie sheets, basically. And you can do it all at once. It requires about 5 minutes of paying attention, but I have this chicken recipe that has been doing me well for a really long time. I call it Third Date Chicken. It's in my first book. It's also on my website. And it's it's like Shabbat dinner roast chicken. It's like with garlic and rosemary and lemon, salt and pepper, olive oil. You can just smear it all over the chicken, and then you put it in the oven at a high temperature, and you get crisp skin and tender meat, and it's just amazing. And you have to think about it. You have to think to buy the chicken. But after that,
Are you intimating that I can't think to buy chicken? Because you're right.
Well, most people who describe themselves as lazy don't buy fresh poultry every week.
So, what percentage of the ingredients in your recipes can be purchased with food stamps? Asking for a friend.
No, that's a great question. Well, so my recipes, the commitment I've made on my blog is that no recipe exceeds $20, usually to feed a small group. That said, most of them come in under $13 or so, and probably the best recipes for this type of your friend situation is recipes that are really based on pantry ingredients. So I have this thing on my blog and in my first book called The $50 Pantry, and it's all pantry ingredients. It's like flour, baking powder, salt, a little bit of olive oil, water, that kind of thing.
Did you grow up cooking, or did you come into it later on in life?
I did grow up cooking, actually. When I was a kid, my mom went to graduate school, so she was out of the house a few nights a week. And my dad is a really great guy, but he's not a very good cook. And so I started helping. He was like, third night in a row, frozen pizza. What do you guys think? And my brother was like, yes. And I was like, I think we need some vegetables.
Yeah, I grew up on microwave pizzas and McDonald's, so I definitely did not cook.
We're kids of the 80s.
Yeah.
The convenience foods were huge when we were kids.
Goonies never die.
we're the Hot Pocket generation.
I actually have a Hot Pocket in here right now. So you used to teach kindergarten.
I did, yeah.
How did you make the transition from feeding children to feeding man-children?
It was after my third year, it got to a point where I really needed to think about if I was going to keep teaching, getting a master's degree. And I just didn't see myself spending that amount of time and money on a master's degree in education. So I started thinking about what it is I wanted to do. And, I did a lot of cooking in my classroom. And I was like, there's something really special here. And I would like to sort of see what I can do with it. So I started teaching cooking classes to kids, then adults. That sort of evolved into catering and doing cooking parties and things like that. And then eventually I started a blog.
Speaking of which, your blog, you're nationally syndicated in a lot of, how many different papers?
Papers?
Newspapers.
Oh, am I syndicated in? Oh, I was like, what's paper? This is 2014. I'm syndicated in City Paper, and they're, depending on the week, 3 to 4.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Gabi's going to show us how to make some food real quick. But before she does that, tell me about your show.
It's kind of a crazy story. So it's a show on ABC Family. It's called Young and Hungry, and it is about a girl named Gabi who is a broke chef in San Francisco. She has a job working for an entrepreneur, Zuckerberg type character, and it's super cute. My fictional alter ego is played by Emily Osment. She's a sister of Haley Joel Osment of I See Dead People fame. And it's great. Rex Lee, who plays Lloyd on Entourage, is on the show. Kim Whitley from Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's really cute. We just started shooting the second season last week. So we got renewed for a second season.
That's amazing.
It'll be on TV in the spring.
Awesome. Now, feed me.
I'll feed you. Okay. So,
Gabi's going to make some food for us and show you guys at home and in here in the audience how to make, well, I'll let her tell you because I don't know anything.
So I brought a bunch of stuff. I think, can we maybe move the menorah very delicately so we don't start a fire? I'll move them.
Again?
Okay. So I have everything prepped, so this will be really easy. This is one of my favorite. I don't always pull everything out of a bag like this, but Stuart? Okay.
Delicately moving the menorah.
Thank you. Okay. So I did a lot of prep for this. Okay, I think that's everything. Okay. So this is my go-to like quick appetizer. Okay. I'm gonna make some just super quick vegetarian Vietnamese spring rolls. So Vietnamese spring rolls are one of those things that people are like amazingly impressed by, and they're amazingly inexpensive and easy to make. So I have some stuff here. This is merely a suggestion. One thing I always like to tell people about, this is gonna work better for me, I think. One thing I always like to tell people about recipes is that they're suggestion. You should feel empowered to experiment with flavor combinations. This is just like what I think works well.
For me, myself, I need to follow directions exactly.
Well,
or terrible things happen.
Here's the thing. You do for the first couple of times, but I think that a lot of inexperienced cooks feel that way because they just haven't experimented enough. So you have to try some stuff. So this is what a spring roll wrapper looks like. For those who've never seen one, it looks like plastic. But then an amazing thing happens when I dip it in water that
like a doily.
The waitress so kindly got for me. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go like this, and I'm just gonna pull it out. And what's gonna happen is, as I'm putting the ingredients down, it's actually gonna get soft and turn into like a noodle. You guys have had spring rolls, right? The fresh kind, the not fried kind. We'll throw these together if I'm going somewhere, and I'll pack them with me.
You just walk around town with spring rolls in your pocket?
Yeah, I'm like the tamale lady. So I'm gonna put some mint down. I really like fresh mint here. Basil works well, cilantro, whatever's cheap or whatever you have on hand. Then I have a few vegetables here. I have some sliced scallions. I have a little bit of cucumber. This is a pretty standard addition. Notice how I'm putting everything going in the same direction.
I would not have noticed that actually in the
Oh, I'm putting everything in the same direction.
Okay,
Okay, some red bell pepper and a little bit of carrots. And full disclosure, I bought these at Trader Joe's already shredded. I think little shortcuts like that are fine to make. Okay, so you can see, well, I don't know if you can see. I'll move these things. Like
I can see.
The noodle here is already getting nice and soft. So now I'm gonna just roll this up really tightly. And cut it in half. And I have this beautiful spring roll.
Now, if this was Oprah, there'd be spring rolls under your seat right now. But it's not.
You get a spring roll. You get a spring roll. But actually just...
You, not so much.
So I'm gonna, because you have other people to talk to tonight, I'm going to serve this to you right now.
Ooh.
Okay, this is my secret weapon. And ask my boyfriend. This is the whole reason he's dating me. This is peanut sauce, and it is so good. And I really actually think that I make the best peanut sauce ever on the world. It's
There's
really good.
There's like 3 or 4 entire countries who disagree with you, but
There's
I'm
an
into
entire
this. I'm into
region,
this.
there's an entire continent that's like, no. But yeah, I think I make really good peanut sauce. So I have some peanut sauce here, I have some sriracha here, and I would love, Stuart, for you to check out my spring rolls, which sounds like a come on, but it's not.
Hold on, I've been outsmarted by the sriracha. There we go.
There you go.
Ooh, it's happy to see me. Yes. That's good. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't watch me eat, guys. It's not the first time I heard that from you.
So there you go. It's really easy to make. I got all these things at, well, except for the shredded carrots, which I got at Trader Joe's, at Duck Loy, which if you've never been there, check it out. 18th and Mission, my favorite neighborhood grocery store.
It's funny, Mission just had an article today about what's your favorite aisle at Duck Loy. It's a very Mission. Does anybody here read Mission?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
An article about the Mission, and then it's about an aisle within a grocery store within the Mission.
I don't
That's
think you get
pretty
more
great.
specific than that. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Your food
having
is
me.
delicious, and I adore you.
I adore you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I've got to. We have something very special for you right now. If you're cool enough to be here, you must be familiar with Lice magazine, the multimedia empire whose articles and videos feature perpetually stoned and sexy hipster journalists who investigate the most dangerous and creepy stuff on the planet. The kind of people who pack a gas mask in every trip just in case. Lice magazine asked us to send one of our own brave reporters to explore the gritty inner city of San Francisco. Here's what they found.
Guns, violence, drugs, black people. Today, Lice magazine is sending me out to San Francisco's Tenderloin district.
I'm out here in Tenderloin.
To see with my own eyes all of the crazy shit that happens.
This is crazy.
We meet with Del Seymour, a 30-year resident of San Francisco's Tenderloin district. He's gonna take us on a tour.
You know, we got all the new tech companies coming in. They're scared of the Tenderloin, and we're scared of them. Because we think they're going to come and take all our houses away. They think we're going to come take their purse away. I try to get both parties to meet each other and make it one community.
I really identified with Del's story. Never in my life did I expect to see such crime and desolation and despair.
St. Boniface, this is a very historical church.
There's like homeless people sleeping next to other homeless people in the pews of the church. And, you know, having been homeless for one summer when I was 16, I can relate to these people. In fact, mine was probably a little bit worse because my parents shut off my phone and I had no service. And it looks like these guys probably have service.
Ooh, an organ. This is a pretty cool organ. I've seen bigger though. I wonder what rent is here.
San Francisco boasts some of the highest rent in the country, so it comes as a complete shock to me to find out that the rent in the Tenderloin is actually cheaper by almost a third of the average. I was considering even moving there myself because right now my landlord is being a total dick. He's also my father though, so. As everyone knows, the Tenderloin streets and sidewalks are paved with human feces. And it's a problem that the city of San Francisco is trying to address.
So we got 6 toilets scattered in 3 different places in the Tenderloin. They got needle exchange and also pet poop.
Okay, so maybe there wasn't as much violence as I initially thought there would be, but I think we can all agree that the Tenderloin is a pretty scary place, especially for guys who look like me. Also, I totally found a guy who has the best Molly. So good. I'm tripping on it right now. Anyways, this is Jaden X reporting live from San Francisco's Tenderloin District for Lice Magazine.
Unfortunately, Jaden X couldn't be here tonight because he's deeply embedded in the marina right now. Finding out fascinating things. Our next guest has been the reigning queen of techies since they were called geeks. She hosts the Sword and Laser podcast and was previously host of the Doctor Who 50th anniversary pre- and post-show, and co-host of Gizmodo, the Gadget Testers on BBC America. She also hosts something called Vaginal Fantasy, which I would be interested in based on the name alone. I'm a dirty old man in a young man's body. Youngish man's body. Please welcome the ever-charming Veronica Belmont.
If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without fears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears.
All right.
I'm not sure what that was a reference to, but I dug it.
I think it was games.
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 Thank games. Thank you.
So, most recently, I heard about you had an episode with Comcast.
Oh,
And
yes.
and so, what do you think should happen to the Comcast retention people when the revolution comes? And what should Anonymous do with their information?
I actually really feel for the people who work for Comcast. I think they're the ones who are probably getting fucked in that situation more than I was in that particular case. I don't know if you guys heard. It wasn't actually me, it was my husband. He had like a 10-minute long call with Comcast where it went crazy town. It has over like 6 million listens at this point, yeah. And the guy was nuts. He was really trying to keep us on Comcast. And I had been on the phone 10 minutes earlier, and I couldn't take it anymore, so I passed the phone over. I'm like, I can't deal. And I feel bad for the guy because that's his job, and he was going to get in trouble if he didn't keep a customer, and so that kind of sucked for him.
So Anonymous should not release his information.
No, why is Anonymous not going after this new hacker group? That's like...
Maybe they
I don't
are.
really feel that bad for Sony, but at the same time, like, those people have families. Like, if we have internet vigilantes, why aren't they doing something? Like, I want my internet vigilantes to work for me.
Are they for hire?
They're not.
Shit.
Do we have, like, a bat signal? That's what I need, like.
Just like a big V for Vendetta mask up in the sky.
That'd be awesome.
So how does somebody who is an American get to host the Doctor Who thing on BBC America? Besides the
You
American
just said
name.
it.
All right.
The BBC America.
I fucked myself on that one. And what the hell is a Whovian? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
What is it?
Any Doctor Who fans in the audience? There's a couple. All right, that like one lady over there. Yeah, the Who phenomenon is amazing. I mean, it's been on for 60 years, and there's so many incredible, passionate fans out there. Whether you're a new Who fan or a classic Who fan, it kind of runs the gamut, and people are really excited about it. And we have a new season, new Doctor Who, or Doctor rather, Peter Capaldi. He's amazing.
How many Doctor Who's have there been now?
13.
How does that stack up to Bonds? How many Bonds versus?
I don't know.
Does
How
anyone
many Bonds
there's
are there?
been? No Bond fans.
5?
5? No way.
Really?
More than 5 Bonds.
I feel like there was more.
I think Doctor Who and James Bond should fight.
Gabi and I went to the same college. We were friends in college. You didn't know that. Emerson! That's like one person.
Did you guys cook together in college?
Huh?
Did you guys cook and play video games together in college?
No, but we should have. We should have. That would have been awesome.
So tell me about your book club, Vaginal Fantasy.
I do 2 book clubs.
2 fucking book clubs.
So I
and
do-
video games and podcasting?
Yeah.
You're the biggest nerd ever.
So I've been podcasting for about 10 years. I used to do podcasts for CNET, which is a tech site, and then I moved to do them independently, and I wanted to do something I was really excited about, which was books. And so I started a show called The Sword and Laser with my co-host Tom, and we've been doing that show for 8 years. And it's a sci-fi fantasy book club podcast show. We published a short story anthology, and it's been really amazing. And now we're on Patreon, so our fans get to chip in and help us pay for all our overhead costs, which is nice because it was kind of like a labor of love for so long, and now we get to do stuff for our fans. And that's really, exciting for us and for the fans too. And Vaginal Fantasy is a show that I do with my friend Felicia Day and Kyla Caseby and Bonnie Burton. And it's a romance book club, a paranormal sci-fi fantasy romance book club. We also read some erotica. We read some Cthulhu erotica, which is a thing.
Really?
Yes.
That just sounds weird.
It is a thing. We cover everything from werewolves, vampires, sexy dinosaur ghosts, also a thing.
Oh yeah, tell me more. Tell me more.
So imagine, if you will, that your soul was inhabited by that of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And whenever you got worked up sexually, that side of you came out. Sorry, I said came out. I didn't mean that.
Have you been reading my journal?
It physically looks like you are a giant, ghost-like Tyrannosaurus Rex having sex with a lady. It gets kind of weird, animal bestiality stuff. It sounds that way, but it's not that way. That's the third time I've had to make that distinction this week. That's my life.
Well, my question is this. You're doing a romance novel thing in San Francisco. How can you get Danielle Steele involved?
That's a really good question. She does kind of she does basic romance.
No dinosaur romance.
She doesn't do if there's no vampires involved, we're not usually interested. Though we're not into the 50 Shades phenomena. Gotcha. That is not something we cover on our particular show.
That's not freaky
nor
deaky
Twilight,
enough.
yeah.
Gotcha.
We like it real freaky.
Well, how does someone, you seem pretty well adjusted, right?
Do I?
Maybe not, I don't know. Not after all this vampire talk. How does someone who seems like so well put together become so involved with all the nerdiest things in the world?
It was just who I was as a kid. When I was, both my parents worked for toy companies. My dad was an engineer, and my mom worked for Coleco and Hasbro and all sorts of great companies, Parker Brothers. My grandpa worked there. And so growing up, I just had a lot of toys and gadgets and computers all around the house all the time. I was taking things apart and putting them back together again. I did science and computer club at school, and there weren't a lot of girls, but it didn't really feel like a thing at the time. It didn't feel like, oh, there's not that many girls, because I just had more guy friends growing up anyway. And then I got to college, and I went to school for audio radio production, so I spent 16 hours a day just in the audio studio producing stuff and editing stuff. And I just, all the time. I wasn't doing that. I was playing video games, because that's what me and my friends did. And and then I moved to San Francisco because I wanted to work in tech, and that's what happened. And I actually got a job at CNET because they needed an audio producer. And I didn't do anything on air or on camera or anything like that, but I was editing all their web stuff and audio production stuff. And they were like, we need someone to do this podcasting thing. I'm like, I know what that is. And so I just kind of jumped into that role and then started hosting stuff, and that's kind of how I got started.
And now the most important question, did you bring any spring rolls?
I don't. I was going to make bacon cheeseburgers, though. Can we do that? I stole that joke from Josh, sorry.
I wish you brought cheeseburgers.
That would be amazing. What, the spring roll wasn't enough for you?
I'm a big boy.
You're going to come up here and you're going to say that spring roll wasn't enough for you?
It was delicious,
All right,
but I'm
good.
still hungry. Anyways, thank you so much for being here.
Of course,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Our next guest is a dancer and choreographer born and raised in San Francisco. He won Best of the Bay Dance Instructor for 2014 and currently teaches Vogue at Dance Mission Theater. Please welcome the incredibly talented Jacques Whitfield.
Hello, hello, yeah.
Woo!
Hello, hello,
All
hello.
right. So yeah, he walked by before, and I was just went like this, and I was like, Jesus Christ, he's strong. So you Vogue, correct?
Sure do.
Didn't Vogue die in the 80s? No?
No, it came back. It resurrected today.
Today? I'm glad I'm here for this.
Yes, God.
Does Vogue magazine know you're doing this?
They need to know.
Okay,
out.
so what we're gonna do here is, I'm gonna learn how to Vogue, and it's gonna be terribly awkward.
Only if you make it.
I will make it terribly
Perfect.
awkward. So I've been told you can Vogue to anything.
Yes, I can vote to anything.
Fellas?
We need some crowd participation, some claps. So what we just did was hand performance.
Wait, are there names for these different moves?
So
what
there's
is the
5
word?
elements. You have hand performance, what we just did, just all hands and arms. We have the duck walk, we have spins, we have a catwalk, and we have the dip.
All right, show me more.
All right, let's do the duck walk.
The duck walk. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't even know if I want to know what that is.
What we did earlier. Yeah, let's do it.
They don't know that.
So that was the duck walk.
I think I got a wedgie from doing that.
So let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's do this dip. So the dip is, you fall on the floor with finesse. But let's get that beat. We still need the crowd participation. Clap, clap, clap,
I think I'll watch you do the falling part.
Let's do it. I'll show you. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
That felt really good.
Yes, it's a good workout. It's a good workout.
I think I'm pregnant. I didn't even know that could happen.
It's 2015 now these days. Anything can happen these days.
So up next we have Double Duchess, and I've been told that you would perform with them.
That's my fam, my sister bros. I love them dearly. And they're sickening.
I don't know what Sister Bros is, but I'm into it.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, I'd like to bring Double Duchess out.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, Double Duchess
Hello!
is right here.
Make a little noise! Are you guys out there?
Hi.
Nice!
So I'm just gonna ask them a few questions before we see them perform, but I gotta know some things. So where do you guys see queer hip hop in like a larger scale with the rest of the hip hop world?
That's a good question.
It's a very good question.
Where do I see it going, or where do I see it right now?
Sure, both.
As of both. I see the lines getting blurry and blurrier, and it's basically just hip hop. It's already kind of, there's a lot of people that kind of cross over that are a little bit more under the radar as far as their queerness, if you will, and there's a lot of people that are more blatant, and I feel like get it, girl. And so they're just kind of it's gonna kind of all just be there. But right now we have people that are sort of blatant and then sort of not, but all kind of know about each other and are on each other's radars.
That was actually my next question. Like who's really big in hip hop? Who's queer and totally in the closet? Do you think? Is anybody you know of that like? Well, I can't really say, but
I don't know if we should say that.
Yeah. Who do you think?
Who do we think is in the closet?
Sure.
Oh God. Well, there was like Rule. There was like, you know what I mean.
Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy's obviously gay though, but like it's like, you know what I mean. He did a
accessorizes
song
very well.
He did a song with like with Nicki Minaj, and he basically says "yes, bitch" on the entire part. That's like his whole part of the song. He's like, "Yes, bitch, yes."
And
of course
you know,
he's gay. It was just like he decided to let you know.
Queen, honey, queen.
Total queen.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Internet, you have that?
Sorry, Soldier. We had to call it that.
Yeah, we still
you've been
out
to
collaborate with you, Soldier. We really did. Oh my God.
So I mean, you guys are blowing up right now. You have a new album and some shows coming up. What's coming on?
We do. Our next show is until January. I throw a party. It's called Swagger Like Us, and we're doing Double Duchess is doing our first in our new location at Heckelina's venue called Oasis. A little plug there. But we've been working on a new record for almost about a year. We put out an EP, and then we took favorites and kept them, and now we're working on a new batch of stuff. We're going to put all that out probably in late spring. We're doing a campaign right now. It's called pledgemusic.com. You can pre-order the record. Please check it out. We're basically just kind of funding it ourselves and putting it out ourselves, and kind of have been doing that.
And for people who pledge, percentage of the proceeds go to a queer youth organization here in San Francisco called Lyric, which is awesome. So
yeah, so you get to give to a good cause.
All right,
we're excited about it.
Now let's give him some motherfucking music.
Yes,
do it.
Let's do it.
We gotta bring the boys
Bring
back
the
up.
dancers out.
Hey, 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 come on, slap that, take her for a ride. I'm looking for a boy with a twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye. Bend over, cause I'm coming inside. I'm breathing really hard and I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high. Come on. Make it clap for him.
Wishing on a star. I'm rubbing genies out of bottles. Hey now, get a little closer so we can suck it off like ramen noodles. I bet you fetch my lady bone. Suck her back, make her trashy. My lady bone in your face, real nasty. Pass me a penny, a two, a cold-bladed nasty. Fuck you, come on.
Yeah, feel it in your thighs. Just stretching out a little bit. Give him the cakes, honey.
Come on, slap that, take her for a ride. I'm looking for a boy with a twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye. Now bend over, cause I'm coming inside. I'm breathing really hard and I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high. Come on. Talk to my mommy.
Shake it real tough. I'm about to cut loose. You wanna snap, crackle, pop this cherry? I'm not your schoolgirl or your strawberry.
You ain't got to lie if you're feeling yourself. You know you looking fly, you don't need no help. I'ma keep my shades on when I'm up in the disco, so don't nobody see me staring at the booty when it go. Clap, 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 clap to the beat. Come on, clap, 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 clap to the. You make that booty clap, 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 clap for him. You make that booty clap, 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 clap for him. You make that clap for him. You make that clap for him. You make that clap for him. I make a clap for him. I make a clap for him. What's up?
What you doing,
go.
San Francisco, I don't hear you.
Make a clap for him. Make a clap for him. Make a clap for him. Come on, slap that, take it for a ride. I'm looking for a boy with a twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye, a twinkle in his eye, twinkle in his eye. Now bend over, cause I'm coming inside. I'm breathing really hard and I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high. I think I'm really high, I think I'm really high.
What?
Hi, San Francisco. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
I want to thank you all for being here. This is like a really fun experiment we're doing here in San Francisco because there's nothing like this happening. It's a variety show, but it's more. It's scraping San Francisco and trying to put it together and give it to you in one taste and show the internet and show the rest of the world that there's still really great things happening here and that art's not dead and it will never be dead in San Francisco. And that's what this is. It's full of wonderful personalities doing great things.
Oh, Broke-Ass Stuart, I feel as though I know ya. So you won't mind if I get a little familiar, will ya?
Probably not.
Stewie baby, slip an iPhone under the tree for me. Been an awful bad girl, Stewie baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Stewie baby, I'll buy you diesel Mercedes too, a light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Stewie baby, hurry down the chimney tonight.
Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the ladies that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as bad if you would add me to your Facebook list.
Stewie baby, I want a yacht and really that's not a lot. I'll wait up for you, dear. Oh, Stewie baby, hurry down my chimney tonight.
Stewie honey, there's one thing I really do need, some weed.
And a new water pipe. Stewie baby, hurry down my chimney tonight.
Stewie cutie, and fill my stocking with a duplex in the Mission.
Ow!
Sign your ex on the line, Stewie cutie, and hurry down the chimney tonight.
Come and trim my Christmas tree, oh, with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Oh, let's see if you believe in me. Ba-doo-be-doo, Stewie baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. And I don't mean on the phone, Stewie baby, hurry down my chimney tonight. Hurry down my chimney tonight. Hurry down my chimney tonight.
Come on, baby, hurry down that
Happy
chimney.
birthday, big boy.
And happy Hanukkah.
Wow, thank you. I've always wanted my own set of tits. This is amazing. Wow. What a nice surprise. Thank you guys. Tits are heavier than they look. Thank you guys so much for being here, seriously. And thank you for being part of this experiment. I don't know who that is, but I like you already. And I want to thank the band right here. Killing it all night long. The MegaFlame Big Band and Cabaret. Let's hear it for Double Duchess and the dancers and Jacques. Let's hear it for Gabi Moskowitz and her delicious spring rolls. Josh Constine and his wonderful bang. And always lovely Veronica Belmont. Thank you guys so much. The bar is still open. Thank you for being here. also, the cake here, the lovely erotic cake is from the San Francisco Cake Gallery. They also make big dongs as well. Dongs.